Hello, my spacefaring friends. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to episode 22 of Kerbal Space Program Colonization, which originally aired live on Twitch. Let me see here. Go to the computer. Second link, a user claim set to relay as noted is... Okay, I'm still not following exactly. Let me turn off the... close some of these overlays. Because here's local logistics. And oddly enough, the facility is not, I guess I don't have logistics up, but the facility is not aware of anything in its local vicinity. Yeah, let me stop the gypsum drill. That will help power a little bit. So it's nighttime, and as you can see, there's a power positive of 17 here. I just don't know how to get that over to... Oh, hold on. Talking about targets. Let me close this dashboard. Which one is it? This one? It'd be easier to do it during the day. Do I really? I shouldn't have to click it. Target. Nope, I don't know how this works. Yeah, we're messing with the mod right now, and it's got me confused. Alright, well, if that's the case, I know there's physical cables. So on this lander, on this hab, perhaps I need to put, crew outside to be able to modify it. So here's Call Rig, or whatever his name is. Transfer crew to the cupola, and Call Rig will EVA. Because sometimes it only lets you interact with stuff. Yeah, let me get rid of the nav ball. I don't need that. It only lets you interact with stuff if it's like you interacting with it and not the, you know, an actual Kerbal. So I'm going to try that. Now, in real life, no, let's just disassemble part. In real life, the microwave power is direct line of sight, but actually it has direct line of sight with this thing, so that's actually not the issue. Unless, like, somehow magically it it wouldn't, never mind. Yeah, that's not the issue. So the power receiver... Whoa, don't break the solar panel! I don't think I have a physical power connector on this craft. I was assuming I was going to be able to use microwave. And, yeah, I don't have a physical cable. Alright, so let's transfer you, because that didn't work, to this farm. Transfer... Oh, you went into the hab. Nope, grab it. Ah, come on, man. You're killing me here. Board. Transfer to a farm. Thank you. All right. Well, I'm really at a loss. I don't know how to make this power work. It's got me stumped. The relays. So from the wiki, the relays require a transceiver set to relay mode. So my guess is, let me go back to the assembly phase and see if I can't, I don't know, set a receiver. The problem is the hab's already built, so I can't magically turn I can't fix it in post the way that if it's requiring it. So let's see. Microwave. I don't see other options for this. There's no like different modes or anything. It's just one thing. I don't see anything that resembles relays. Nope. So I have no idea. I honestly have no idea how to make that work. The only other thing I can imagine here would be to use the traditional power couplers. And I'm going to have to experiment with the rovers with how power couplers work. Does it need a relay dish? Well, maybe. I don't think that, well, I have no idea. So if you have actual real solutions and not just like how it works in real life, but I mean like Kerbal Space Program solutions, let me know in the chat. Otherwise it's, I've got to run some experiments here. So what I'm trying to do right now is to get a working model on Kerbin. Of it working the way we want it to work. So, and then I can use that information to bring it to the MUN, even if I have to revert. Where the heck is the microwaves? Jesus. See post above? The orientation doesn't matter. Receiver orientation does matter. Receiver pointing straight. So I don't know what a receiver is though, because there is no part called a receiver. So it's you're referencing something that seemingly doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned. Specificity is king here. I need very specific, verbose instructions. Vague helps none. Because, yeah, there is no part called a power receiver or anything like that. Relay, receiver, etc. Yeah. I'm coming up with nothing with the receiver as a search. What I'm trying to do is just set up little rovers that transfer power between one another so I can just at least understand the tech. Because it's hard to use it if I don't understand it. So let's get to structure. It doesn't need to be fancy. It doesn't even need to look good. Just work. All right, so this thing generates power and has a little microwave thingy on it, right? Power gen. Save and launch. Oh, I actually wanted to do a physical coupler on this thing as well. So let me get that in. Hey, buddy. There, some happy, peaceful Yoda. Hey. Happily, we'll hydrate. All right, so there's a physical coupler which actually connects cables, and then the last thing I want here. Let's go to the pods. I want to put a pilot here. Obviously, they're going to be dangling like crazy. Save, launch. Okay, Yoda doesn't want to perk up. All right, so this generates power and has two ways to couple its power to other things. It has a microwave, and it has a no, Jeb, hold on. It has the traditional power coupler, which I guess it needs a engineering range to hook it up. So, note. Received. Okay, we're gonna leave this thing here. Let me extend the solar. Obviously, there's no sun out, but that's a problem for tomorrow, not right now. So here we are. We have a little power generator ready to receive power at some point. We go back to the space station, and then let's try to get it to connect, because that's what we're trying to do. So I have a few questions. One, does the power receiver need a relay? What is a relay? If it has physical cables, that looks like a comfortable driving position. I mean, hey, Jeb's been in worse. He's exploded a few times. So in the scheme of things, he's good. All right, so if in fact we do need some sort of like actual relay, which seems weird that it wouldn't be labeled as such. Yeah, I saw what you sent on Discord. It's not. There's no specific. It doesn't tell me anything. It uses general terms that aren't indicative of any sort of help whatsoever. I mean, I know you're trying to help, but I looked through and it doesn't say anything helpful. It's also 7 years old, so I'm not sure that it's even referencing anything that even exists anymore. All right, Bill, you're going to be in that seat, the awkward jump seat, and we're going to call this power receive, save, and launch. Problem is, I'm not really sure how to fix this if I can't figure out some way to connect to the hab. I think there is local logistics, and maybe that is the answer if this doesn't work. Because, yeah, this is just a communications relay. There's no other relays. Oh, stop. There's no other relays that that exist in the mod as far as I could tell. It's most likely massively outdated. Then the other thing... Okay, so this power coupler has a range of 200 or 500. Bill, will you leave seat? Thunk, you're okay. All right, so this physical power coupler, I can't right-click it to do anything either. I was thinking that like I could interact with it in some way, but it didn't work like that. Let's warp to sunrise. All right, so clearly we're not receiving power at the moment because we're still in a power negative situation. This thing has power to send, but is not sending. So this is a good experiment, I guess. So then here's the receiver. Here's a power coupler that doesn't seem, I can't seem to couple with the other craft for power generation. Maybe you have to get on top of it. I don't think it would require you to get that close because the constructor mode, perhaps I can go into constructor mode. Maybe that's it. I'm not even sure. No, I don't see... Construction mode doesn't seem to be any different here either. All I have options to do is like disassemble parts, which is not what I want to do. We'll pick up your parachute and jetpack. I could always dock with it. Yes, I could. In order to do that, I don't have a docking port on the HAB, so I would have to use like an asteroid grabber or something like that, which would be a terrible solution for something that seems to be much easy solved. Let me go back to the space station and poke through the parts to see what's going on. I could also try to get on top of it, but again, I really don't think that's the case. Because nothing really requires that. Oh, I meant to go into the space plane hangar. It needs to be crewed by an engineer. Well, Fangface, I have an engineer, so that's not helping me right now. Because I just had Bill out there and it still didn't work. So I was using a power coupler. Receives power from nearby power distribution units. Requires landed or splashed down. Distributes power to nearby power couplers within 500 meters. Well, no, that's not true, because I just had two things. Maybe they're not splashed down because, like, they're rovers? Well, that seems an odd thing to differentiate about. So here, Fangface, I'll show you what I'm talking about so that you see. You just watched a video that said the craft needs to be crewed by an engineer. Well, so here we have an engineer who's crewing this thing that needs power. Here's the power generator. It has a coupler. It has a microwave transceiver, and there's no power being transferred at all. Both needs engineers. Okay, let's try that. So we are going to recover this vessel, and I think I need to hire a second engineer. If that's the case, my HAB is not really well set up for like 2 additional engineers. Plus, there's nowhere in the power tower, the facility, that would allow for an engineer to be there. And even if there was, they would starve eventually. So the astronaut complex, I need another engineer. Let's get a female engineer at level 0. There you are. Ruckus Kerman. Alright. Spaceplane hangar. So this proof of concept, or this test is, did they both need to be engineers? I'm trying to think of a solution other than using this power coupling method, but I don't know, maybe there isn't one. So here's the power generator. Ruckus will be put in the launch seat. And we'll see. Sacrifice engineers, perhaps? Yeah, I'd have to chew through a whole lot of them, though. I could send another one of the HAB ships. Well, that doesn't really solve the first problem, though, of not being able to power it up in the first place. Just sending more ships just generates more problems, in other words. Alrighty there. We are about as close as we're going to get. And you are not receiving power. Both are crewed by engineers. And power is not being sent. There's a power antenna. All right, let's see about that. So let's recover the receiver. And it's old documentation. Okay, well, we'll take a look. Ugh. Making me go through all those menus. Can I set the other rover as a target? I've done that already as well. Setting as a target doesn't really change anything, but I'll try it again once I slap a power antenna on this thing. So this thing is the receiver. No, I want the receiver now. Here it is. I'll search for the part power. I don't... So you're referencing power antenna. I have no such part. There's nothing named power antenna. As far as I can tell. Nope. No power antennas. Alright. We'll see if setting as a target is a thing. Nope, I can already tell you it isn't. We're easily within the range and we're not getting powered at all. Let me poke around the documentation I have to see if I can't muster up a very quick solution, but I don't know. At this point, I really don't know. They've documented these power transceivers so poorly that I have no idea how they work. This is part of the MKS mod. Pretty much the only mod I'm running is MKS. The other mod that I'm running, all it does is add life support concepts. All right, so logistics. Logistics has been changed significantly. When ships are landed 150 meters of them, they can exchange resources without having to be connected both automatically. So it might actually be, let me try this. Let me recover both of these. It might be that I need to be within 150 meters and I'm at 165. So I'm just outside of the eligible range, which could in fact be the problem. But okay, power can be transferred from one vessel to another automatically by having a microwave transmitter. In this way, you don't necessarily need power generation on all of the landed portions of the base, although you will need some batteries on all of them. All right, let me recover the other rover that I have and take a look. Maybe they just don't work. My guess is they do. My guess is they do. I'm just not doing it right, giving the developer the benefit of the doubt, because I think that is a far more likely scenario. So I think what it is, I have to go inside of the planetary logistics menu, and it's just a part of the mod that I haven't really explored much. So let's see about this. Now, it could be that I'm not within the 150 meter window, and that would be a problem because I've already jettisoned my side rockets. But if we go here to planetary logistics, no other vessels. Yeah, I don't, honestly, really don't know. I could revert the save. Yeah. Right before doing stupid. And try to skip hop towards it a little bit and see if that fixes it. Because I did save a whole lot out of an abundance of paranoia, which apparently was rightfully so. Alright, so here I am, right before I shot the rockets off. We want to get within 150 meters of that, if this is even the solution. I shouldn't assume that, but we could try. I don't have a ton of fuel, so I actually might need to do this in a few shots. I'm obviously pointing the wrong way. Oh, come on. Let me... I don't even really care if I flop here, like get damaged or whatever, because it's not relevant to transferring power, oddly. So let me delete all messages. I like how I tethered like this. This is really strange. Yeah, please release. And then I open up planetary logistics. Yes, so I do see local logistics. All right, let me try to land that better. Because this might be exactly what I need to do. Because I now see the Marzin on local logistics, which means it doesn't say that transferable resources were present, but it's at least in the right direction, which also gives me a landing window. Trying to cluster everything within 150 meters of one another. That was far more thrust than I probably needed, but we'll see. Way to stick the landing. Yeah, that's what's weird about the ground tethers. They do work a little strange. All right, come on. I'm like coming right on top of it. With almost no fuel left, but yeah, that's how I roll, right? Oh god, I'm gonna land on my rover. Rover, hang in there, dude. Jeez, thanks for the gifted subs. Oh, and all this glitchy graphics, it's not helping. Thunk. Ground tether, ground tether. Attached. Alright, so we were within 50 meters. Well, before I do anything else, let me save this. Closer. I have such verbose. Okay. So let me, what do we need to do? Hit 1, hit 2, wait for it to deploy, start the fuel conversion, and now we are, so this thing is fully on and doing its thing, making power. No, don't transfer to your debris. So the Vasily to the Marzin, no transferable resources present. Is power not a resource? Like, What's going on here? I really am stumped, but it's so close to one another. It's like tantalizing now. Ah! I am just simply not sure. And this is before I put all the machinery everywhere, so that's annoying. We're gonna have to redo that. I'm stumped. I'm just simply stumped. We're within the range, and I can't transfer to here at all. Even though I can see that we're within range. Should have gone with hardwires? I don't even know how the hardwires work. I had my rovers out to experiment with hardwires, and I couldn't get them to work either. Electric charge? Could I? No, I don't know. Let's advance time to the sunset so that it will be obvious that we're okay. So now, yeah, I'm literally just about out of battery power here. And nope, the facility does not see me as a valid transfer power. Also, this thing is like running out of power in zone. There we go. I turned on the fuel cells. I have no idea. Obviously, the facility has power to spare, and it's just not sharing it. Nope. Nope. So yeah, here I see the Marzin. Here, let me switch over the facility. So I can actually send, oddly enough, I can take fuel from the debris that's out here, laying on the ground. Right? I'm like taking the debris fuel that's left. But I am not able to send... Yeah, let me just top my fuel up here. I'm not able to send power to the Marzin. But fuel? Fuel from the debris that's laying around me? No problem. And the Marzin just went dark. It's now dead. It's now without power. No, it's... Oh, this is weird. It's getting little hiccups of power. I'm only going to assume... Maybe I shouldn't assume anything. But I think it's getting little hiccups of power... Yeah, it's getting it's working. It is working. It is sending little bursts of power over, so it works. Okay, cool. Well, that's good to know. Let me turn on my lights. Now, unfortunately, it's not enough power to really keep the lights on. Actually, it is. I don't think I ever truly run out of power here. It just keeps bursting, bursts anytime I hit 0. Because as you can see, my lights never actually turn off. So the resource meter here, I don't think is accurately displaying the fact that the Vasily is keeping the Marzin on life support. But it's technically working. So we're good? Now, what are all these stupid screen messages? stupid screen messages. Okay, cool. Cool. That is... I mean, it works. It works. Whatever. What am I doing next? Next, I'm going to go to the space station, or space center, and remove all the debris. Oh, also, yeah, don't forget the machinery. Yeah, I'll do that in just a second. Okay, well, it's functional. It's less than ideal, and obviously a nuclear generator, when I can afford it, is going to be the better solution. I'm just a little worried about not understanding how power is being transferred, so even if I do get a nuclear generator, I won't know how to have it power things around it, which could be an issue. But alright, let me terminate this debris. And then I'll be polling you all about what I do next, whether I chase more science, more money, more milestones. That's pretty much going to be the 3 choices, I suspect. So let me put those up. Where's my poll? Oh, here it is. Okay, vote timer's up. And while y'all vote, I will be putting machinery where I need to put machinery. 25, perfect. 24, good enough. 5 and... Ah! Wrong way. $25 on the dot. Okay, cool. So now the farms are farming. Nice. And if we take a look here, Jim Bob, thanks for the bits. Welcome, man. If we take a look here, yeah, you'd never see our there's like a quarter of a second where we run out of power, and then power is automatically sent from the other shuttle. So we're good. Totally good. It'll be better when during the day. So the question here is, once it becomes daytime, does the Marzin... Yeah, okay. So I accelerated time, and as you can see, the Marzin's batteries are nice and topped up. So it's really only... It's one of these like Schrodinger's batteries. Only when I'm looking at it is it a problem. So you're asking about gypsum. And the thing about gypsum is I only really need to make gypsum when I run out of fertilizer. And I have a lot of fertilizer right now. So I'm not really worried about that at all. Because the gypsum converts into fertilizer to keep the farms going. And the farms have plenty of fertilizer at the moment, so I'll worry about gypsum when we're a little bit lower on fertilizer. But for now, I have my gypsum converter off. Actually, I should turn that off because it would save me power. There. It's probably saving me power now. Wow, that was a fast pull. All right, so for milestones, cool. I'll leave it up a little bit longer so more people can vote. I'll leave it up for the 5 minutes. So I'll put the timer back up. I'm curious, it looks like, I wonder if it's going... So what I'm doing here is I have 2 life support mini packs that had fertilizer in it. And I just sent all that fertilizer to the farms here. So it didn't go in evenly, but it's good enough. Bunny Snap, thanks for the resub. But if I did want gypsum, I could turn on my gypsum drill, which would be this one. And here, as you can see, the gypsum is starting to climb up. It just is more obviously energy demanding. So 32 fertilizer, 74, 50. That's the HAB. 74, 74, 32, 55. So yeah, we have fertilizer in each of the farms. And we're starting to get gypsum, but I'm going to turn that drill off. And then once we run low on fertilizer, what I could do is go over to the start fertilizer, and now it turns the gypsum into fertilizer with this little portable crush-o-matic extractor. But that costs a little bit of power, so I'm going to keep that off. Cool. Well, I'm glad we solved that. Actually, let me... turning off my lights doesn't really help me at all, so I might as well keep the lights on. Yeah, the lights barely drop power compared to everything else. Okay, cool. So the machinery has been sent around, and yeah, we're good. We're good. There we go. Quick save. Looks to me like the milestones are going to win anyway. Or not anyway, but they'll win. Let me put Yoda up and start working on the milestones. That will be content that I'm a lot more familiar with, because that is not part of the colonization. But it looks like we do have our first colony up and running and not starving to death or anything. So if we take a look, I have to fly by Eve. That is the current... milestone. So I'll update the project description. Seems very wasteful to fly by Eve and not land. But I'm going to do as the god of Kerbal tells me to do. Now the trick here is, the big trick is habitation. Is to make sure that my pilot does not revert to a primitive state and refuse to do anything, which would be really, really terrible. So I am going to send them in a cupola, because the cupola has a habitat bonus, and then I will also send with some inflatables to keep the pilot happy. So I'm probably just going to send Jebediah. But let's see here. I'm going to send a rather large service bay. And let's send a whole bunch of science in that service bay as well. So this service bay... Hey, buddy. Let's think about this. This service bay will have batteries. It will have a solar panel, maybe not the big ones. It'll have deployable... Well, that kind of fits. But it clips. Let's go for the 1x6s, these cheap ones. There. I'll have solar panel. We can also put the inline reaction wheel in there. Yep, that's a good call. I'll nest it in there. It looks weird. I'll have it come out, actually. What else? So, science collection stuff. Oh, you know what? Let me change this layout a little bit and put the Science Junior inside. That will save some space. Yep. And then the solar panels will come out when they want to come out. What else will we do here? I could do a high atmo flyby, so we'll put a barometer on. We can put goo. Magnetometer booms. The atmosphere astral spectrometer thingy. I always feel like these are upside down when you put them in. Thermometer. Seismometer. These are retractable, yes. The non-retractable ones look like this. They're the ones without the sort of packing, where you extend them and then they just are extended forever. So they're slightly different looking. All right. Let's put some power in there. Okay, that's pretty packed full of sciencey stuff. What else do we want? Trying to think. We are going to need some sort of inflatable to keep the person in there sane. So I'll need an inflatable hab. But I'm trying to figure out how I want that to look. I could do inflatable hab off the top. Is that too ugly for a cupola? If once we're in space, this is on the front like I'm a tick? Oh, I don't know about that. Let me think about this. Radial attachment points, I think, could save me here. So if I have 2 radial attachment points here and here, and then I put 2 ranger habs, there, right? I wonder what the ETA for insanity is. Test Eve. Let's see. Save and launch. Tick mode would be hilarious. I could have you vote. How should I design habs? Tick top or side habs? There you go. Now you can actually vote there. So what is the ETA here? He says infinite, but I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure that's a lie. Because he's on Kerbin, and that's why he's lying to me. But it looks like the tick hab is gaining ground anyway. So which part is that? Kolonization. Ranger habitation module. All right. If I have the tick hab like this, we are going to need deployment parts. So let me see how many material kits it costs to deploy this, because I'll have to figure that out. Wasn't there a storage compartment that had a hab built in? Yes. The hitchhiker module has a hab built in as well. I don't think it's as efficient though. That would be my concern. Oh no, Jeb. All right, so Jeb says, oh, so 7 days is the timer on here, and with this hab starting, it's infinite. But I don't know about deploying this thing. It's not letting me deploy it. Because it has a certain amount of material kits that it needs to be able to deploy. But I don't know what that number is. Alright, the other thing I'm going to want is food. So here is the supply kits that I will stick in this bay here, which will allow him to eat. All right. Utilities, or what else am I looking for? I'm looking for logistics, probably. So this might look a little bit nicer like that, but it really depends on how much material kits this can store. So 600. I think I forget what it costs to deploy this in space. I think the game is trying to tell me it wants me to, like, properly launch, though. So let me do, like, a mini hop launch. What's my thrust to weight? Alright, it's fine. Jeb, you ready to get smushed? You guys wanted the tick-tock, so we'll do the tick-tock. Now, Fanfakes, Eve is a lot further than previous missions. That's why I'm concerned about this. So deploy. Why isn't it letting me deploy? That's my concern. Uh-oh, I'm running low on fuel. Well, it allows me to start the headquarter. Oh, nice. Bouncing. Tonk. As long as it allows me to start the headquarter, I guess I don't really care about deployment, but that does seem like a bit of a hack, because it's not like he's enjoying this habitation module. He's not inside of it. Yes, it was a little... Yeah, maybe it's because I'm not in space. If that's the case, let me get into space real quick. This is obviously a flight that's going to revert. Because, yep. I'm just slapping a big old solid booster and hoping to hit space. And then it's going to tell me I need, like, my guess is 2,000. So currently, the supplies I put into this craft here is enough food for about 90 days. But a round trip is a bit longer than that. So why didn't it have me go to Moho first? That is what I don't understand. All right, so let me open up the KSB transfer window planner from Kerbin to Eve. So the transfer window planner. Oh, hope my hab doesn't burn up. Apocalypse, thanks for the resub, almost a full year. Transfer window planner. All right, here is the one I used to use. I'll send you guys the link. So there it is. All right, am I getting to space here? Oh yeah, sure am. No problem. Actually, we're already in space. So it still won't let me deploy. What the heck? Oh, deploy. All right, so I am missing 8,000. I need 8,000 material kits to deploy that thing. Okay, cool. I had to be outside, I guess. It wasn't about being in space. So 8K, huh? Got it. It's pricey. So let's see what I can do about that. This can hold half of what I need. Oh god, they're expensive. How heavy is this, too? No, apparently didn't increase dry mass. Alright. And... really? I can't click 4K? Fine, I'll have an extra 100. There we go. So that's all the material kits I need to deploy. So if I save and launch and then EVA, I should be able to inflate it now. The transfer window here is... Kerbin needs to be ahead of Eve by roughly 54 degrees. So the other thing about doing an Eve mission, I have no idea when the transfer window is. Like, I'll have to take a look in a second to see if we're even close to it. Because it... yeah, there it goes. We have got the full tick. Alrighty. Revert the flight. The other thing that I could do, which would help, is life support. If I could find it. Where's the life support modules? That would dramatically increase our ability to not need to send so much food. Here's the recycling module. And save and launch. I guess what I should do next is check for the Eve transfer window. So I don't really have the chops to explain this well, but essentially there's only, and this is true for real life, like for Mars and all that, there's only a certain period of time that transferring to another orbital body makes sense. And all right, there we go. So life support brought our supplies from 75 days to 352 days. It costs a lot of power, so I might want to add some additional solar power to this thing. Would it be difficult to bring a comm satellite with us? Maybe. But before I do anything else, let me check the transfer window status. So if we go to the tracking station, what matters is the position of Eve relative to Kerbin, orbiting around Kerbal, the sun. So Eve is in... okay, we are totally out of the transfer window for Eve. Kerbin would need to be about here to transfer to Eve. It's maybe like 54 degrees in front of Kerbin rather than behind. So that's a no-go. We can't go to Eve. We can't do that flyby. Let me check the transfer window for Moho. So that is a 118 degrees for Moho. We're actually almost... no. Moho, we're almost at... we're at like negative 15 degrees. I don't have my protractor, but something like that. What about Duna? Duna. Duna needs to be 44 degrees ahead of Kerbin. It's more than that. So our first transfer window that's going to be available is going to be Duna. So the way this works, this is super dumbed down, but the way this works is basically the closer you are to the star, the faster you orbit, your orbital period is. So like Pluto orbits the sun slowly and Mercury orbits the sun quickly. This is how the physics work. So Moho is moving faster around. Its year is shorter than a Kerbin year, which means Kerbin, as you can see, we have a velocity vector here. It's 9,284. Let's call it 9,000 for simplicity. And Duna is moving at 7,000 for simplicity. So Kerbin is catching up to Duna and it is going to be in the Duna transfer window next. Eve is faster than Kerbin, so it has to take a while to be in the correct transfer window for Kerbin, which is 54 degrees behind Kerbin. So the next transfer window of Moho, Eve, and Duna is between Kerbin and Duna. And that's going to occur, if I had to ballpark it in, if this is a year, in maybe 2 months, we'll have a transfer window to Duna or so. Completely ballparking, mind you, completely ballparking. But I think about 2 months or something like that. Which means that we actually might not want to leave our solar system until that time, because if we went earlier than that, we would be able to, but it would be very inefficient to do it. You'd have to burn a lot more fuel, change a lot more delta V. It'd be pretty brutal. So instead, one of the other things that we could do here is build up some money. So I know I'm gonna flip-flop and chase money and science. I'm gonna get money and science to be able to build and do cooler things in the meantime, because I forgot, and we really don't have a transfer window to any of those other bodies unless I time warp a ton. But the problem with time warping a ton is it really does mess with our habitats. The habitats will not be happy doing that at all. So upgrading the tracking station would be awesome, and that costs more money than we currently have. Upgrading the what else is there to upgrade? The VAB would be awesome. Again, more money than we have. So I think what we need to do is still, and we don't even have all the science unlocked. We should chase money and science. So let me do that. Between the current active missions I have, so let's ignore the Eve one for now. We could either go to Minmus or Mud. So where do you want to go? Let me get you pulled. Where are we headed? Minmus, Mud. Thank you for watching Kerbal Space Program Colonization, which originally aired live on Twitch. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of Kerbal Space Program Colonization or any of my other content, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell.